Hi, I am Guida with Channel 2 Action News. Coverage
what are you doing in my house?
I want to... What do you think about the recent events that is happening in the world right now?
What are you...
I need content.
What kind of... What are you referring to exactly?
Quarantine, COVID-19, other things like BLM and POC. Alright, thank you so much. This has been Channel 2 Action News. Coverage you can count on. And...
Wait, turn on light. Hi, I'm Thomas Cherones.
And I'm Guida.
And welcome back to
The Thought Abyss. The Thought Abyss podcast, episode 7.
So it's... What, it was episode 15, right?
Episode maybe 15?
Maybe 16?
And part 2, or maybe 16?
We don't really know.
Welcome back. I hope
back.
you guys enjoyed that intro.
Yeah.
We planned it super not really. So this episode... Give me a second. Okay. Okay, this episode...
I'm going to be talking about my quarantine experience as a person.
Talking about his quarantine experience.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Joshua, you're stepping. It's making noise on the camera. Now you have an ice cup. You can't drink that.
Start like crunching the ice right next to the mic.
Yeah, do that.
Anyway. So, yeah, I'm just gonna be talking about my quarantine experience. We kind of did his, and yeah, we're just gonna see how long this goes. As I don't know, his was kind of short, so
yeah.
We'll see.
I went through it a lot faster than I thought I was gonna, but
yeah.
All right, so you start.
Yeah, one of the first things I want to talk about. I wrote this down before quarantine started. It was like, I was just trying to write down stuff for the next podcast, but I said Instagram curators. Now this is something I kind of discovered recently, and it's people, there's specific accounts that I follow. Hidden NY is a great one. Grail is another great one. And they do, basically they have collections of photos from like 10, 15 years ago up to like recently, like rare photo shoots and stuff. And they'll just like release like some photos, and it's mostly from like streetwear culture that I follow, and it's so cool to see. Like they'll just have like maybe
old school photo shoots is what you're saying?
Yeah, old school photo shoots, or just stuff that they've collected over the years that they have a huge hard drive of, and they just release some photos. Most of them have been seen before, but it's just kind of like putting them out there.
Yeah,
it's really cool to see. It's like
interesting.
Yeah, they kind of bring up a lot of different stuff. It's mostly from about 10 to 15 years ago. It's like that whole like where streetwear started, kind of. You start releasing stuff from there, and it's really cool to see. It's kind of hard to explain. But
No. I think this is a really good thing to put into the quarantine and Thomas episode of The Thought Abyss.
Yeah.
It really relates back to what we're talking about.
I just think it's a really cool thing. I think you guys should check out hidden.ny on Instagram. It's very cool. It's kind of weird when you first follow them and you like look at the feed, you're like, what does this mean? But as you like watch them post for like weeks or like months, you start to understand what everything means, like what they post, like when that was or what that really entails. It's interesting, to say the least. It's like, I don't know, it's like a collector showing off his collection slowly, but it's mostly about streetwear and stuff. It's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Really interesting.
So one of the first things.
Really.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
One of the first things I did.
Stop.
One of the first things I did was
during quarantine.
Yeah, during quarantine. Actually,
right when it started?
It wasn't quarantine yet.
Oh.
School had been canceled for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I recorded a song called COVID-19 Freestyle, and I uploaded it, and it was probably not most people's style of music, but it was just fun because I literally, what happened was like I found a beat, and I was like, all right, this is a good beat, I'm gonna record over this, and then I posted on Instagram. I was like, COVID-19 Freestyle drops midnight, right? So then I was like,
midnight is 12 o'clock a.m. just in case.
Anyway, and it was like 2 p.m. So I was like, oh, I have 10 hours to make a song. Cool. So I did it, and it was fun. It was a good time. It's the only song I've really released so far. I've kind of been making music on the side. I don't know, for me,
It's your creative outlet.
yeah, it's kind of like Corey's painting, but I'm just like really bad at it, and I don't really know what direction I want to go with it, because I have a lot of inspiration from different artists like Joji, and then like on the other side of the spectrum like NASCAR Aloe, and then people like that are just very interesting characters that have a lot of development within their, art, and it's really hard to pinpoint what I actually want to do, if I want to like make my own beats or just like take other people's beats and like make like dumb music, or make music that actually
has a meaning,
and is a message.
Yeah.
It has a message, or if I want to do both, or if I want to drop singles or albums. I don't know. I have a couple of things recorded that I don't think I want to release. I'm just really trying to test out what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, it's cool that you get to experiment with something like that. Like you found yourself something that you're passionate about and that you can experiment with. And I think everyone needs at least some kind of creative outlet, like whether it be photography or making music or drawing or painting or reading, whatever. It's just, you gotta have something.
We already kind of talked about mostly like this quarantine stuff, but it was just kind of rough for me. Mostly what happened with me is that I recessed into a point where I was just like on my computer all day, like not caring about anything.
Yeah, I remember you said that to me, and you said like it's sort of like I went back to the way I have been. Like
I was before I really started hanging out with friends junior year, which we're seniors now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that is crazy now.
But yeah, that's kind of how I felt, and I was kind of like
regressing.
Yeah, I was regressing within myself until like I was just like not doing really anything. I was just like watching YouTube or whatever. I didn't really come out of that much. I came out really slowly, as far as like when my parents would let me see friends, it would let me be really happy for a bit and then kind of go back. But now we're back and I'm actually able to focus and have a goal, which I'm getting a job soon, hopefully, and that should be fun.
Yeah, I think
not fun, but
it'll keep you busy. Yeah,
keep me busy.
And you need to start saving up money for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So that was kind of my quarantine experience as far as just that part. I did a lot of different stuff.
Well, did you like try to keep in contact with people in the beginning, or did it like immediately start off like going back to
I
the
think
computer?
I had a better grasp. A lot of people going into this were like, oh my god, I had no idea how much I needed my friends. But I really think I did. I knew how much that I depended upon my friends for happiness and really expressing myself before this. And so when quarantine first hit, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. I don't think it was as bad as I expected, and I really tried to fight it at first, but it got better. It was nice.
Well, so like, did you just make music and like, you try to do anything else?
I did a lot of stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about some stuff.
Okay.
First day of, which was supposed to be, first day back. Yeah, okay, well, it was supposed to be you were going back to school, but it was Corona had stopped it. I called that like first day Corona break or whatever. I'm sorry. Look, so it was the first Monday that we were supposed to be going to school, but Corona had canceled school.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
Me and Asa went to Moss Rock and we took some pictures or whatever, just hung around. It was cool. And I was like, oh, this Corona thing's gonna be easy. And then my parents were like, hey Tommy, you may not want to like hang out with your friends ever. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, you might die. I'm like, all right, cool. So and then I got really upset and
rightfully so.
Yeah, because it was just my parents talking at that point, and then I started seeing on the news and shit. Everything was just going off, and it was freaking me out. And I finally like caught up with it like about like a week later, and I was just like sitting there.
How soon? Because I know we hung out. The last time that I hung out with friends was with you and Olivia. Was that after Asa and Moss Rock, or?
What do you mean?
Remember when we were like throwing around the ball and?
It was after.
Okay, so
yeah, that was like the last time I hung out with friends.
That was the last time I hung out with friends too. Was.
Yeah, that was a good time though. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and then the next time I hung out with people, Asa and Sophia came to my house and they like jumped in the lake or whatever, and we had to kind of stay like socially distant, but it was fun. It was a good time. We just kind of like hung out, took some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff during quarantine, it was very few and far between and didn't really have much meaning. Like when you're hanging out with friends, because you were just like, friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the next time we hung out, Josh came and we took pictures with, he did some like thought of his pictures. It was dumb.
Yeah.
It was a good time though. It was right when I shaved my head. Sorry. Listen, I shaved my head because I was like on the phone with my sister. She was like, "You should shave your head." And I was like, "Why would I do that?" And she was like, "Well, it's the only time you'll ever see what it looks like if you shave your head." And I was like, "You got me." So then I did it, and it's starting to grow back, and I think I might dye it soon. And I might shave and dye it again. Anyway, I want to be back by the time school gets back.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it will be like almost back to my normal length, but right now I'm liking it. I'm liking the weird
Honestly, I like it better shorter
Me
now.
too.
Like looking back at the old pictures of you with your longer hair, I don't
like my hair really long. I like it to be shorter. One of the podcast episodes we did, it looked good, where it was just like I had it like it was like right after I got cut. I don't like my hair that long, but most of the time it is longer because when I cut it, it's only good for about 3 days or whatever. So another thing that I started right at quarantine, I started watching some like videos of people that were discussing film and stuff and like movies, like really popular movies and directors and like overanalyzing film, and I thought it was really cool. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch like really classic films that I haven't seen every day for a week. So yeah, that's what I did for 4 days, and then I got tired of it because it gets really taxing on you watching a new masterpiece every day because you feel like you can't even absorb it the same way you could. I watched Braveheart, I watched Pulp Fiction, I watched Scarface, I was gonna watch The Godfather. What else did I watch? I watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's the 4 I watched.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
They're all very good. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, very weird. Which is kind of the point of it.
Yeah.
Scarface, also pretty weird, kind of sad. Braveheart was amazing. I think Braveheart might be my new favorite movie, but maybe not because it's very, very long, and I like movies that are a bit more lighthearted. I think maybe my favorite movie is Baby Driver because that's just an amazing. Have you seen Baby Driver?
No.
Jeez. Wow. You need to watch all these. Anyway,
Honestly, I guess I do.
yeah. So.
And you guys need to watch them too.
Yeah, if you want to.
No, you need to.
Braveheart was really good though. Like it was just so.
What's it about?
Powerful.
Just quickly.
So.
Don't delve too much into
I understand. It's this guy who is from Scotland, and he it kind of details him rising to power and trying to, because the King of England at this point is overpowered. Has power in Scotland.
Yeah.
So he's trying to kick him out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of details his whole life experience into becoming this great warrior, this leader of the Scottish battalions, and they took it back at the end. He died.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson is the main character and the director.
Oh, okay.
And So I also watched Django Unchained, which is amazing.
Right over my head. I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, so the director I was most interested in was Quentin Tarantino, because he's only made, I think, 13 or 14 movies, but he's just amazing at what he does. Like, he's so, I don't know, all of his movies are very highly acclaimed because he does such a good job, and he makes them like the right amount of weird to like make sense and make it human. I don't know. It's very interesting.
So for almost a week, more like half a week,
Right.
you watched movies.
Yeah.
So over quarantine.
Basically.
Was this in the beginning of quarantine or towards the end? Middle.
No, it was middle/beginning.
Okay, so you did this sort of when you were still motivated. Did you like start to lose motivation towards the end of it to try new things, or?
I was almost getting scared that I was missing out on how good the films were because I was watching too many. And that's kind of why I stopped, because I didn't want to overdo myself. Also, it's kind of like you have to like set out like a 2 to 3 hour block of your time every day to like watch. So that was kind of, yeah. Sometimes I just want to play video games, you know what I mean? Another great director that I kind of learned about, Edgar Wright. He made one of my favorite films, Paul, which is a movie about an alien and two nerds, and they just like have an adventure, and the alien gets home in the end. It's an amazing movie.
Spoiler alert.
yeah. But he's like a comedy. He's like a comedy guy, kind of. But he makes like really. He has a lot of references in his like in the actual like visuals. Like he has a lot of references to color, like a repeating color will appear behind a character, or like little words.
So little hidden meaning.
Yeah. A lot of stuff like that, which I love. I love to have rewatchability in it.
So basically like rhetorical devices, but like visual rhetorical devices.
Yeah. And in Baby Driver, there's a lot of it because he directed Baby Driver as well. And yeah, he does a lot of like matching music exactly to the action, which is incredible.
Oh, so you're saying he does really good with like
like
orchestrating music that fits exactly the movie?
It's not orchestrating music. He just like takes all like the first scene in Baby Driver, where they like rob a bank. He used the song Bell Bottoms. I don't know who the person is that wrote it, but it's really good. And it's a whole chase scene about the cops. He like loses the cops, and it's an amazing scene. I'll show you afterward. Yeah. So that was like one of the first things I did during quarantine. That was like kind of productive, I guess. I don't know. I really just wanted to immerse myself in that kind of movie culture because I saw people talking about it and like what makes a movie good and like what's great about really great movies. And it was a good time. Yeah. So yeah, another long form thing that I started to pick up was I always watch this one podcast, The Basement Yard, because they're just like really funny and kind of lighthearted, which is nice. Nice change of pace. But I started watching Joe Rogan podcast, which it's so good.
I've never actually watched a Joe Rogan podcast.
They're a lot longer. They're at least like 2 hours.
Wow.
Or like an hour 30.
Didn't he get bought out by
Spotify? Yeah, so recently he made a deal with Spotify. It's estimated $100 million. Yeah, to move to their platform, which can...
Spotify, if you want to hit us up.
Hit us up, Spotify.
100 million starting price.
So if you didn't know, Joe Rogan, he basically interviews a shit ton of people. That's what he does. He loves to do it. And he's so good at it because he really understands how to argue and how to understand the other person's viewpoint and how to argue it, which is so rare. Because, like, just talking to people, you realize how, like, ignorant and or stubborn they are. And just, like, realizing that they don't really want to believe something. They don't want to believe the truth. They want to believe what they believe because they want to be right. So he kind of explores that a lot. He talks to all sorts of people. He's talked to, like physicists, different scientists. He's talked to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He talks to actors. One of his most famous podcasts is with Alex Jones, who is he's crazy.
Oh, very crazy.
Basically. And it's really cool to see because it's really wholesome between Joe Rogan and Alex Jones because they're like friends and they've had like beef in the past, but they're like friends now. And Joe like understands that he's like really crazy, but he still wants to understand him, and it's really cool to see. It's so long. It's 4 hours 40 minutes.
Oh my
is
God.
the podcast length, and they're just like talking about like random crap like the New World Order and different stuff like that, and it's so weird.
I thought our almost an hour podcasts were really long.
No.
4 hours and 40 minutes? There's no way I'd be able to sit through all that.
I don't know, dude. When you interview a very interesting person, I feel like it becomes a lot easier.
I guess so.
That's why I think podcasts with more people it's easier to make it longer because you have less information that you know about the people.
Yeah.
So you have more ability to like argue and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another thing. So we were
another thing.
Yeah. So that was really cool. He did a thing with Elon Musk as well, and Elon is just this incredible mind.
Oh yeah, that happened. The whole space launch thing.
No, I'm talking about, but it was before.
No, I know, but still.
Oh yeah.
That's still an important thing.
Elon launched it was the first rocket to go to the ISS. It had NASA
in school
astronauts.
suspension.
the International Space Station. It had 2 NASA astronauts aboard it, and it was a SpaceX rocket, and it was the first ever like private public venture to space, to the ISS at least.
Really awesome. Super cool, actually.
Yeah, but anyway, he interviews Elon. There's this one point where they're talking about this Neuralink thing that Elon plans to do in the future and is doing testing on. And he's like, they're talking about it as if it's this like
it's so close to happening. Is weird.
Yes, but it's like Elon's like, he leans into Joe Rogan. He's like, you won't have to communicate with words. You can just think an idea and it will send it to the other person. And Joe's like, what? and later Joe's like, so how long will this take? Like this like where I won't have to talk to another person. He's like, it'll be a long time, probably like 5 years. And I was like, what? Pause. Whatever he's talking about could fundamentally change how we communicate with people.
Yeah, so we can just think into the camera and it'll do all the work for us.
Like and subscribe.
Elon's one of the greatest minds, and he said that like his mind can't really be turned off, much like Corey's sometimes, where he goes into like negative thoughts. But Elon's is like more like ideas all the time. It's crazy. Another thing. So Josh, we said in the last podcast that Josh was going to Tennessee, and he was in Tennessee for about 3 weeks. He was there, and we were trying to like do the podcast or whatever. He made a joke on Instagram.
Hey, what's up?
He made a joke on Instagram about like, might just stay in Tennessee permanently.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then and then we were just like talking in the group chat, the thought of his group chat, and then he was like, guys, I don't know how to say this, but I'm staying in Tennessee permanently. So Corey, I just put down his phone and I called Josh and I was like, yo, what's good? And he was like, dude, I'm kidding. And I was like, oh my god, I was
really distraught. I hope you realize that, Josh. I was breaking down almost. I was on the brink of like breaking down because I was like, so much, like Joshua's friendship means so much. I can't believe he would just move away. And I didn't want to say anything because I was about to go on a rant on you if it was true. Like I was about to just destroy you. So
do it right now.
No, I'm not gonna, because I'm not in that mindset anymore. But like when I was in that mindset, I was like, I was so distraught. I really was.
Yeah. I don't know what I wrote was. I wrote alien conspiracies. Well, there was a Joe Rogan podcast that I watched about this guy, Bob Lazar. Who has a first-hand account.
Lasagna?
No, Bob Lazar. Joe Rogan was interviewing him, and he has a first-hand account of working near Area 51 at another site where they worked on alien spacecraft. And he's like a top-level physicist, and he worked on it in the 80s. And he has a lot of evidence pointing toward why that would be true, and it's so interesting to watch. I'd recommend it. What the heck?
What?
Why are you making fun of my body language, dude?
I'm not making fun of your body language.
What's going on?
Just so y'all know, we're at like 23 minutes.
23 minutes. 23 is my favorite number. That's a lie. It's not.
Most recently, we watched, another time I hung out with friends, we watched the sunset we talked about this kind of on the last podcast.
Yeah, but you can.
But we watched the sunset with all of our friends at the high school, which was really cool. And there was a bunch of people there, and it was the first time in a long time that I'd seen a lot of those people from my high school, which was kind of cool. My friend Jarvis came up to me. He was like, "Yo, what's up, Thomas?" I was like, "Hello, Jarvis." It was a good time.
Hello, Jarvis.
That's probably what I said. He's awesome. Yeah, so we hung out there, and then the cops were like, grr. So then we went to Hillsboro, right down there, and then we took the pictures.
Grr.
The cops did go grr though.
They did go grr. They literally said grr.
Yeah.
And then we had to leave.
Yeah.
I was scared. Oh no, I had the picture film.
Yeah, and I hung out with Corey, Jack, and Olivia, and we went to eat sushi or whatever. That was a good time. And then
Sushi's so good.
most recently, hung out with Asa and Sophia. We went to the lake and we jumped off some big rocks and off a rope swing. It was cool.
Off a rope swing.
Off a rope swing. It was really good. It was really cool. Also, I'm working toward being able to do 30 pull-ups in a row by September 2nd because I have this bet with my uncle. And he's...
Uncle Sam?
No, he's kind of fat, so he's trying to lose weight by his birthday, September 2nd. He's trying to lose 20 pounds by September 2nd, which shouldn't be that hard. But I feel like him having a bet with his nephew, who's got basically a way harder challenge to do, should push him to actually do it, especially if I give him progress updates. Right now I can do about like 10, and I'm just really trying to like push up my reps with pull-ups, but it's hard. It's hard to do.
Hey man, do you need water? Yeah, let me go get you water. Don't worry.
You definitely farted just now.
What?
You definitely farted.
Huh? No, I didn't do. I'm just getting water.
Is there water in there?
No, not yet. I'm getting water.
Everyone in the audience.
Do your outro.
He is getting water. So right now, we're about to end my episode of quarantine. I know it was a bit all over the place. That's kind of how the mind works, and you know, I just threw in little snippets of kind of what I was thinking during different episodes of quarantine. But yeah,
Did that actually hurt?
No, not really.
Okay, good.
Because I have a lot of panic. Yeah, he's fat. I'm not fat. It's the clothes. So yeah, that was my episode. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad if you watched both episodes. Thank you so much for tuning to both. Really means a lot to us. And share us around if you think that someone else would like our podcast.
100%. Yes. Ow! 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 What the heck?
Quality
That
content.
hurts so bad. Hold on.
I'm gonna zoom into that.
Corey.
So thank you guys.
It was audible.
So much for watching. Bye.